The fight for freedom and justice continues to ignite passions across the nation as the largest labor unions in the U.S. rally against the Trump administration's policies. But this time, it's personal for many, like 75-year-old James Phipps, who is determined to join the No Kings protests despite his recent health challenges. A lifelong activist, Phipps is no stranger to standing up for what he believes in. Born in Mississippi, he began his journey as a civil rights activist at just 13 years old, fighting for racial integration in his local high school. But his activism didn't stop there. At 15, he joined the Mississippi Freedom Labor Union, MFLU, a pivotal organization in the struggle for better wages and working conditions for sharecroppers. The MFLU's mission hit close to home for Phipps. He vividly recalls the plight of cotton pickers who toiled under the scorching sun for a mere 30 cents an hour. It broke their necks, backs, pelvis, and knees, he said, emphasizing the physical toll of the work. But it wasn't just the grueling labor. These workers lacked access to medical care, a stark reality that still resonates with Phipps today. Fast forward to the present, and Phipps finds himself in the midst of another battle. The ongoing federal government shutdown, triggered by Democrats' demands for action on Medicaid cuts and health insurance subsidies, has put millions of Americans' health care at risk. Phipps, a beneficiary of health insurance himself, understands the importance of this fight all too well. But the issues don't stop there. Phipps is deeply troubled by the aggressive ICE raids in Chicago, which the Trump administration justifies with false claims about crime. You shouldn't be taking people out of their homes when they've been here for decades, he said, recalling his close bond with Mexican neighbors who had become like family. The parallels between the treatment of immigrants today and the discriminatory laws of Phipps' youth in Mississippi are striking. He draws a powerful connection to the struggles of Mexican Americans and people of color, dating back to 1619, especially under the oppressive Jim Crow laws in the South. If you dared to confront them, you'd end up in the river or lynched, he said, underscoring the gravity of the situation. The No Kings protests, organized by labor unions, are a powerful statement against the perceived authoritarianism of the Trump administration. Randi Weingarten, president of the American Federation of Teachers, emphasizes the importance of having a voice in both the workplace and democracy. Unions understand that a voice creates power for regular people, she said. But this message has sparked controversy, with Republicans labeling the protests as Hate America rallies, in stark contrast to their support for the January 6th rioters. Weingarten refutes these claims, asserting that the protests are a response to Trump's abuse of power and a cry for help amid rising grocery and healthcare costs. She passionately declares her love for America and the need to fulfill its promise for all Americans. The labor union's stance is clear. They want freedom and democracy, not kings. Jaime Contreras from SEIU 32BJ echoes this sentiment, criticizing politicians for shutting down the government to protect the wealthy. He highlights the irony of labeling peaceful protesters as terrorists while calling the Capitol rioters patriots. As the No Kings protests gain momentum, they serve as a powerful reminder that the fight for freedom and equality is far from over. But the question remains, will these protests bring about the change they seek, or will they face further resistance and controversy? The nation watches and waits for the outcome of this modern-day battle for justice.